I'm back. It's time for UFC 311, Islam Makhachev versus Arman Tsarukyan. Let's get right into today's video. And remember, this Saturday we're doing a live stream for not only UFC 311, but the new MISFITS boxing fight card. We will start here at 6:50 PM UK time, and I think we're ending about 6 AM, maybe later. So let's get right into today's video. Today we have Kevin Holland versus Reinier. Reinier is 18-2. His country is the Netherlands. He stands at 6 foot 4 inches tall. He weighed at 185 pounds, and his last win has a reach of 78 inches and a leg reach of 41 inches. While Kevin Holland, on the other hand, is 26-12. His country is United States. He stands at 6 foot 3 inches tall. He weighed at 196.5 pounds. In his last win, has a reach of 81 inches and a leg reach of 40 inches. A 2-inch reach advantage going into Kevin Holland's favour. A 1-inch leg reach advantage going into Reinier's favour. And Reinier also has a 1 inch of height. Now, Kevin Holland does have a lot more on his record. He has 10 more losses and 8 more wins over Reinier. The country doesn't matter where you're from. Unless you're from Dagestan, then you're scary as fuck and you could dominate everything. And the weight will roughly be the middleweight belt limit. Not too much to go off here, except that Kevin Holland does have an inch of reach, but Kevin Holland fights awkwardly, so it doesn't really matter too much. And the record. Kevin Holland has a lot more experience, which means things that Reinier is going to throw at him, he should have seen before and should be able to capitalize on that quite a bit. But let us move on to win buys to see how they've got it done in their previous fights. With Kevin Holland having a 54% KO TKO, 31% submission, a 15% decision with an average fight time sitting around 11 minutes and a knockdown average of 0. While Reinier, on the other hand, has a 22% KO TKO, 67% submission, 11% decision with an average fight time sitting around 12 minutes and a knockdown average of 1. That's crazy. The guy who has the more submissions has a higher knockdown average, while Kevin Holland has the higher knockout rate and also has a lower knockdown average. They both have been in the octagon for quite a while. In fight time, at least, they've had quite a while in the octagon. Kevin Holland, most of his wins are coming by knockout, while most of Reinier's are coming by submission. Now, Kevin Holland does have some submissions, and Reinier also has some knockouts. Already, it's telling you where their best aspects are. Best aspect for Reinier is on the ground. Best aspect for Kevin is on the feet. Now, don't get me wrong, Kevin Holland has great grappling, good grappling, average grappling, compared to Reinier, who has very, very good. Kevin Holland needs to keep it on the feet, keep his range, and try and keep a distance between him and Reinier. Don't allow him to break away and get those takedowns. And if he does, Kevin Holland needs to get up very quick, because if he gets taken down, get up, taken down, get up, he's just going to gas himself out. So he needs to try and take advantage of positioning on the ground so that he can get up in a way that doesn't tire him out too much. He will still get tired over time anyways, but it's taken advantage to not get as tired. But let us move on to significant strikes to see how they performed on the feet in their previous fights. With Kevin Holland having an average of 4 punches landed per minute, a 49% significant strike percentage, an average of 3 punches absorbed per minute with a defense of 50%. While Reinier, on the other hand, had an average of 3 punches landed per minute, a 57% significant strike percentage, an average of 3 punches absorbed per minute with a defense of 44%. Reinier absorbed less in his previous fight, but his defense was a little bit worse. So if Kevin Holland throws strikes, Reinier is going to struggle with that a little bit, possibly, depending on how his defense is on the night. The significant strike percentage is a huge gap, because you look at their strikes, Reinier only landed an average of 3 punches, while Kevin Holland landed an average of 4. Reinier had the higher significant strike percentage. So if Reinier can get on the inside close, not even get on the inside, if he can get to the range that he fights at, lands a cracking shot, Kevin Holland's chin might not be able to take it as well, which could drop him, and that could allow Reinier to take control in the grappling. So Kevin Holland needs to be very good, very skillful with his defense. He did have a better defense, but his significant strikes in his last fight wasn't as good. His percentage wasn't that good. Although Kevin Holland, we know, outputs quite a bit and can land quite a bit, he's got to be very cautious of how Reinier throws back himself. But let us move on to the grappling to see if it does go down, who could benefit better, basing it off their last fight. With Reinier having an average of 6 takedowns, 38% takedown accuracy, and a 100% takedown defense with a submission average of 1, while Kevin Holland had a takedown average of 1, a 38% takedown accuracy, a 54% takedown defense with a submission average of 1 as well. I mean, it looks like Reinier is gonna have the better fight on the ground, but you can't count Kevin Holland out because he does fairly well. Reinier he got loads of takedowns, which would be why the takedown accuracy is quite low, because his opponent's obviously going to defend quite a few. But Derrida did get and attempt a lot of takedowns. But Derrida's best thing here is his takedown defense, 100%. Your opponent didn't take you down once. Now, will Kevin Holland have better takedown accuracy? Is his takedown knowledge and skill better than Derrida's previous opponent? We don't know yet. Well, you probably know if you've watched Derrida's previous fight and know who his previous opponent is, comparing it to Kevin Holland's grappling. But I'm not basing it off of that. I'm basing it just off the stats. So I'm going to keep it real. But Kevin Holland is no slouch here. He isn't a lackey. You can see it. He has the same takedown average. It's fairly poor from both guys, but their takedown defense was quite high, apart from Reinier's, which was very, very high. So how do I think this fight plays out? Reinier Derrida should go for them takedowns, get the takedowns, and take advantage of Kevin Holland. Gas him out, take him down, drag him into deep water. Kevin Holland, I think he should keep it on the feet, should mix in some grappling as well, but try his best to not stay down too long, try and not get taken down, try and take advantage himself, and go for a submission or a knockout. I think both guys should go for a submission or a knockout, but if it does go to a decision, try and get the points there, get the damage on the feet, then go for your grappling, and then take advantage and hopefully win via decision. And both fighters come out safe and sound. But that's just my thoughts and my opinions. What do you guys think? Who do you think wins and how do you think they win? Apart from that, I'll catch you in a bit. Remember, this Saturday, we're streaming. I'll catch you in a bit. Take care and peace.